Alright, what we're going to do here is walk you through an upgrade of Gel Blaster G18 Glock with the slide mechanism. So first things first, the upgrade kit comes with upgraded motor. Now I'm not certain that that's absolutely required unless it's a higher turn, or a lower turn, sorry. But for this upgrade, we'll just do the internals, leave the motor as is, because I feel like we need to burn that motor out first before we go replacing it. It's just a habit. Burn things before you replace it. So the upgrade kit, as you can see, this is not the upgrade parts. These blue nylon parts are the standard parts. I've already gone ahead and put the upgrade kit in, but I filmed it all upside down, so I'm just doing this again for your sake. The upgrade kit comes with a tighter plunger, a fatter and slightly longer spring, hardened nylon gears. These are nice and hard, but might as well install the other ones anyway, and a silicon plunger piece, nozzle seal. Now that there also comes with the kit, and you've got to be careful with the spring because they just pop right out. So let's begin. First things first, tools you're going to need: some sort of long nose pliers or tweezers, and a Phillips head screwdriver. That's pretty much it. Now just undo the battery. Still got gel balls in there. Get back in. So first up, let's take the slide mechanism off. Just like that. Now you can just leave it together with that screw there. There's no need to completely remove it. Now that stock slides around for some reason, so you might want to fix that with glue or not. And also this comes out at the back of the gearbox. Take note. All the screws are the same size, so you don't have to keep track of that. Next up, the stock. Split the stock apart. There will be springs on the battery release and the gravity feed hopper release. Take note. Also take note that spring is fixed on there just by having that one coil over the flat piece. And remove your trigger. Grab that little spring in there so you don't lose it. Keep that one on the trigger. Now you can undo your gearbox, taking note that the switch, your on-off switch, routes underneath so you don't go pinching it when you bring it back together. Now this is the tricky bit. Now this is under tension at the moment, so we can power it on to try and release it. like that. That'll do. And it's released. You want to release it that when you pull the gearbox apart, it's not going to spring out on you and go all over the place.
Split the gearbox carefully in half.
There we are. Now replacement parts are the spring, that's already in there. So the spring assembly is simply the plunger end. So that simply comes off and you reattach like so. And it's important to grease up and keep these all supple. So if you've got some silicone grease or something, I recommend using it, or old model grease. So that slides into there. The larger gear slips under the smaller gear. Just keep note of that. You get this as also a replacement piece of the upgrade kit. So put that on the end. Grab your plunger end, taking note of the sides. These little keys slide into these portions here. This spring also likes to spring off, so keep note that that just goes into the bolt hole there, and that catches onto this lip. So we'll remove that now. Okay, for the gearbox upgrade mods, you can see I've got the harder gears, the white gears already installed. Also, with this spring here, all you need to do is lift it out carefully. It will release tension. Then all you need to do is remove that, slip that in, make sure that arm hooks over, and when you place it back in, start with the spring leg out, catch the top of the cylinder, rotate the arm around, get it past the pin, lower it down. Then you'll retain tension that way. With the other gears, it's a simple matter of just removing and replacing. So the order that they go in, like so. You have the larger crown wheel, or not the crown wheel, main gear with a minor pinion that goes flat side down, minor pinion on top on the center pin. And then you have the pullback gears, or the half gears, that sits flat side down. You can just put these anywhere, as once they rotate they'll catch, so it'll just reset itself. And the final gear, this one, now this one goes small side down, slides in there. You also get an upgraded harder gear that's keyed for the motor, so remove the old one, slip the new one on, motor down, and finally the crown wheel. So all you have to do here is push it down under the pin, and as it gets onto the arm, just open up the arm a little bit and drop it down. Now it's all done. So Reassembly is just the opposite of disassembly. First we get this, locate these keys into the slots here, and there's also a, I don't know what you call that, a wafer slot there. Seated in there. Now all this has to do is sit, so rotate the gears like so. That just has to sit there on the end, butts up hard against there. You get your tube. Now you can upgrade your tube. It comes with the upgrade kit. You just got to ream that out. I've got some graphite tube there. I might actually do that now. So I will return after upgrading this. There we go. Glued onto the end. Let that dry. It's now dry. Reassemble with the hopper feed facing up, obviously, and another little wafer slot in there. So we feed this in, make sure that glue's dry in there. And just reassemble. Take the time, make sure you don't miss any screws. As for the gearbox, the screws don't have to go all the way in, as you'll probably come across the fact that only some of them have still got fresh holes, so they're not threaded all the way in. As soon as you feel it bite, that's usually enough. Give yourself a little extra for every time you disassemble and reassemble the gearbox. So don't go tightening them down all the way just because. Just as soon as you feel that nip, it's good enough. Now I'm wondering with these components, some of the pieces, such as maybe this back plunger here with the slots and the keyway, and this barrel holder, I wonder if they would benefit if they were being made out of TPU or 3D printed out of TPU. Would they provide any sort of dampening or quieten the whole, like silence the whole operation a bit more? Check you've got all screws in, not too much tension. Now to place the gearbox back in, taking note that this red wire, well, now I've got to replace this. Do I need to so this is what I've come up with. I've ground off the knob on the trigger. It's aluminium, so before the exposed surface got a chance to oxidize, burn off some flux on your solder, so total opposite of what you do for normal soldering. Burn off the flux on the solder and apply the hot solder onto the bare aluminium and it should stick. done the same with here, but this is just steel, so this is just applying solder normally. Put it in like so. So that's how we're going to have it. When the actual trigger body itself makes contact with the rubber standoff, that just happens to fit in there perfectly. Now I sell these fatter ones. As soon as that makes contact, that should be a robust switch. No more switch getting stuck and no more switch exploding apart on you. Simple and effective. Now let's just test that out. Oh yeah. It actually feels like it's getting much more current through it. Now, it's just a matter of reassembling everything, ensuring you've got all the screws into the gearbox, nice amount of tension, not too tight. And you've got the spring on there, so you've got to make sure that your hopper feed release button is there, and your battery clip release button is there. So, ensuring that's all in place, slide it in. And there's the old switch exploded. So, there we are, mod's complete, barrel cut, and trigger improved. It is now, I'll call that a never fail trigger mod.